Hello there, Genso here. This is my Devil May Cry 5 Dante Must Die difficulty S rank walkthrough. This is mission 15. It is entitled Diverging Point Nero. We are playing as Nero. And this is actually a pretty long mission. There's quite a few fights, and the fights can be pretty long depending on how you take them on. If you've checked my breaker loadout for this mission, you'll see that it's pretty candid in its approach. That a lot of these enemies that you're going to encounter in this mission are very tanky. There's a lot of nobodies. There are a couple of behemoths that are pretty much required to fight. I believe they're required to fight. And there's also a mandatory Judecca. And the best way to fight all of these enemies, especially when they're in a conglomerate together, in my opinion, is to buster them with the buster arm, break the arm, do the maximum amount of damage, and try to capitalize on as many style points as I can. So for this first fight, there's going to be a couple of nobodies. There's going to be a Baphomet, and if those sarcophaguses, is that right? Sarcophagi? I'm sorry, that's not a word that I use too much in my everyday, so I don't know if I'm getting that right or not, but the plural of the word sarcophagus, if you break those, then a couple of Antinoras are going to pop out of those and give you a little bit more to beat on in this fight, but this first fight right here is great for style. If you get to triple S and you get a stun on these nobodies, I recommend just go ahead and break a couple of buster arms on them and finish them off. That will give you the maximum amount of style points. You don't get any more or any less style points once you're at triple S from doing any attack over any other attack, I believe. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I do believe once you're at triple S, that's the maximum modifier for points, and at that point you're just getting a multiplier based on how much damage you're doing to an enemy in comparison to how much health it has remaining. And again, I'm not a super expert on this game, but I'm pretty sure that that's how the styling system works in this game. Each enemy has a particular set value of points that's predetermined by the developers, kind of based on what they felt that they were worth and based on how much maximum health they have, and your modifier at that point is based upon your style ranking at that time. So in order to get the maximum amount of points, you would want to be at triple S and killing the enemy from full health, which is kind of a tall task, which involves a lot of EX provocations, and I just can't really be bothered with it. So I'm just going to do what I think provides the most brevity and streamlining the mission, and I'm just going to get it done in kind of my own way. But there's two behemoths in this fight, and it can be pretty daunting. I really recommend that you just utilize a couple of buster arms on these guys and finish them off as quickly as you can. I wouldn't worry too much about how much style you get. You're probably going to finish somewhere in the S to double S range, and you're going to probably lose some points if you kill both of those guys with the buster arms, but fighting those guys head-to-head with Nero and utilizing other buster arms, it can be done, but it's going to definitely take longer. So this isn't a mission where you really have to worry about style. If you're doing the mission a similar way to the way I'm doing it, then you're really not going to have to worry about style points at all. You're definitely going to hit the mark. You're definitely going to get that S rank at the end of the mission. So you can feel free to do kind of whatever's most comfortable with you. There's multiple ways to go through this mission. You don't have to follow the path that I am. I just feel that this path is the quickest and easiest way through the mission, so that's the way I'm doing it. But this fight right here, I wanted to finish off that Judecca at the beginning of the fight with a couple of color-up shots to stun him and then hitting him with the buster arm. I missed the buster grab, and so now I have to play this really annoying game where I try to take out the Judecca, try not to get hit, and try to avoid this fodder, these Antinoras and these Canas while I do it. But I feel like Nero has kind of a weak move set against the Judecca, and maybe it's just me not fully understanding Nero, how Nero matches up against this enemy. Maybe I just haven't fought enough of them with Nero. I'm pretty comfortable with the Judecca with Dante, and then of course V, just kind of button spam everything in the game. So really, no enemy, no enemy is more powerful than any other. But Nero, yeah, I don't really know a quick way to finish off the Judecca other than maybe to break one of the ragtimes, get the slow world, and then utilize a Buster Breaker on him at that point to finish him off quickly. But I didn't have a ragtime on at this moment. This was like my second attempt of this mission when I finished it with the no damage. So, and right there, yeah, I was able to get the stun and finish him off. But yeah, that enemy, he really is a bit of a pain, and I wish I had better advice other than to say use a ragtime and a buster arm on an enemy, because that pretty much finishes off any enemy any enemy in the game with Nero. But yeah, that enemy is terrible, and I honestly wish that he didn't exist. I think Dante does a great job against him, and if the game was Dante only, I would have no issues with him at all. But maybe I just need to watch a video or something about how to handle him with Nero. But regardless, we got through it, and we're on to the boss here, which this boss, a pretty simple boss. The Malphas, and this is probably one of the ugliest and most most hideous creatures that's ever been conceived in a game, in my opinion. I would be really curious to see what the inspiration was behind this creature, because this woman attached to the back of this McDonald's chicken nugget. It's just probably one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen, and it opens these strange gates where the chicken kind of pecks at you or swats at you through them, but they're really easy to dodge just with some good movement. Utilizing calibers here to close the distance. I like to use Slow World with Ragtime. Probably one of the best things that you can do is to get on her back in the Slow World like I am now, and then to do a showdown. But I didn't do the showdown here because in the attempt before this one that failed, I actually tried to start the showdown, but because of the way the detection, the hit detection is, the platforming is on her back, it detected that I was off her back while I was doing the showdown, and it basically just canceled the move, and I lost the time and the DT that it costs to use it, which is really unfortunate. So I don't know if I was just in a bad position or kind of what that was, but in this fight that you're seeing now, you're going to see me just kind of doing some regular standard attacks on the boss, and you may be wondering why I wasn't capitalizing on that more. But yeah, it was because prior to this, on the failed attempt, I ended up wasting all my DT trying to get showdowns to work before I did a buster grab. So in this one, I was like, screw it, I'll just take that little bit of damage loss, get a few hits in, and then go into the grab from there. So that's what you're going to be seeing. It's probably, like I said, better to use the showdown, but well, it's definitely better to use the showdown. But just be aware that there can be some shenanigans and some mishaps with the detection on her back. You need to be very careful about your positioning, because Nero can kind of throw himself off of the boss's back while he's using that attack. So just be aware of it. And here towards the end, she's going to do that. She's going to charge up her big ultimate move. This can be a little bit scary because if you don't know how to get her out of it, but there's a guaranteed way to get her out of it that I know for sure works. if you do a fully charged shot, dump all the bullets into him from the blue rose, and then do a roulette, or not a roulette. Roulette's the air version. Do a gosh, I can't think of it. I can't think of the name of the move. It's it's completely evading me. The back to forwards move with Nero, the spin, and gosh, it's it's completely, I'm completely losing it here in this video, I feel like, but that's essentially it. If you do the back to forwards move, it'll knock her out of the ultimate. You can beat her up, and the fight will be over pretty quickly after that. But there you go, guys. There's your S rank. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.